And welcome to the Legends Podcast with Cordell Patrick. I am the legend. I am not a myth. I am for real. This is the first ever of many more to come Legends Podcast with Cordell Patrick. I am joined by my compatriot, my partner in crime, Mr. Henry Pulliam in KC. You in KCMO or KCK?
I'm in KCMO.
Misery, huh?
Yes,
You
misery
still
loves company.
you still living in misery, man. You know you can move across the border, man, to the Kansas side where the good folks
Well,
come from.
hey, they just love the tax a little bit higher. So
You're exactly right. Because I lived in OVP. For those of you not familiar with the Kansas, Missouri area, that's Overland Park, Kansas. Hey, how bad it was, Henry? They taxed my ass so bad I moved to Los Angeles. You know that's bad.
extremely bad.
So we like to thank everyone for joining us. Of course, this is our first program. There'll be many more viewers. We're pretty confident of that. We are going to be very innovative. We're going to have a lot of guests. We're going to talk about everything. But right now, what we're going to do is me, my colleagues, my wife, and my media specialist. We took a little trip, Henry. I know you know all about it. We took a little trip to New York this past weekend. Henry, you want to tell everybody what we were doing in New York?
Well, I know you was up there Soho smoking those Julia Cubana, pontificating.
I don't know what you're talking about, partner. I don't know what you're talking about.
And you were up there pontificating with the elitist of the elite.
Oh, and that elite Henry's talking about. We were on the Tamron Hall Show, so I wanted to send thanks out to Rhea, John Oliver, Aaron, the complete staff at the Tamron Hall Show, and Tamron Hall as well. The reason we didn't schedule this podcast, but we figured we better go ahead and do this podcast because the airing of the Tamron Hall Show with my episode and Latanya Burnell, it runs, my wife, airs on Wednesday, October 29th on ABC. So you have to check your local listings to see what time it comes on. But we had a great time. We stayed in Manhattan, and the sticker shock, Henry, was amazing. Uh, there was nothing going on, and our Marriott by Courtyard, it's a decent hotel. Henry, you know how much the bill ran a night? 440.
11.
440. That's $440 a night. You speechless, huh?
Yes.
You ain't got nothing to say?
$440?
A night. Yeah. 440.
Huh. Is that high?
To me, it is. No, I'm used to people knowing who the hell I am, and I stay for free. But
Oh,
times have changed.
yes.
Let's see if Donald Trump trying to get back to the good old days, right? Let's see if this podcast can help us do that. So we went over to the Roxy, world famous hotel. Oh my God. If you haven't been to the Roxy in Manhattan, Hotel Bar and Grill, is off the chain. So I said, you know what? Let's see if we can get a room at the Roxy. So I go to the counter. How much is a room? We're staying over in the low rent district in other side in Soho in Manhattan at the Marriott by Courtyard. Don't get me wrong, I love Marriott's, but $440 a night was a little steep for me. So at the Roxy, Henry, that was a Saturday night, $1,300 a night. You picking up what I'm laying down?
Sure. That's a little different.
Now, would you pay $1,300 a night for a room in Manhattan?
Well, it just kind of depends on the scenario or the situation.
What if they got a $500 rebate?
Yeah, 600.
But like I mentioned, we were on the Tamron Hall Show. For those of you who don't know, if you don't recognize my name, I was made famous. Well, first of all, I've been broadcasting sports and news for almost 40 years. I've worked all over the place. I worked in San Antonio. I worked for the ABC affiliate KSAT 12, was a member of the Spurs broadcast team for a while. Then I moved to Kansas City, worked for the worst affiliated NBC station in the country. I'm not even going to mention their names. They don't need any credits off my back. But I did the Chiefs post-game show for a year. So I've been around the block. So about a year and a half ago, I had the unfortunate opportunity to get up to use the restroom. We just purchased my dream RV, Class A, beautiful. And I unbuckled my seatbelt for a few minutes to go use the restroom, and my wife had an episode and fell asleep at the wheel. I was thrown from the RV. We'll get y'all some video of that sometime during this broadcast. So I was thrown out onto the 14 freeway in Los Angeles at 12 noon with a full highway, cars coming at me everywhere. And as you see, it's about a year and a half into this, I'm still alive. Matter of fact, if the movie theater was on fire, Henry, I'd probably be one of the first ones out of the movie theater. I can actually run now. So it's a complete blessing. And I know you realize that it is as well. You're a man of God.
Oh, without a question of a doubt. You're a walking miracle, my brother.
Yeah, I am. And that's part of doing this broadcast, because I was retired. And after you get a message like that from God, which I truly believe it is, and not to offend anyone, I have people come up to me all the time saying that, God, you got lucky. And my reply is simply, it was not luck. Luck is rolling the dice and hitting the jackpot in Vegas. Mine was a miracle. God and my mom and my dad swooped down and embraced me with their arms to pull me out of that traffic. So God obviously wants me to do some work for him, to spread the message of his miracle. That's part of what this podcast is all about. But we'll touch on that a little bit later as well. So, viewers, this is very important. We have bills to pay, okay? So I'm gonna need a million viewers. What's a good timeline, Henry? Y'all got a week. I need a million viewers by the end of the week. Take your time. You got 7 days. Okay. So start clicking. So my figuring on this, Henry, I'm gonna need you to elaborate, because you're being real quiet over there in KCMO. If you're on the Kansas side, you have more to talk about. But anyway, you made your decision. You have to live with it. So a lot of you people out there, you donated this is you donated money to a millionaire's legal defense fund. I'm sorry, did I say millionaire? You donated money to a billionaire's legal defense fund. All I'm asking you to do is register, sign up with us, click, and watch our podcast. I ain't asking for no money, not from you. Okay? Do the right thing. Trust me, it's going to be one of the most enjoyable podcasts out there. So, Henry, tell me about a little bit. How do I know you, Henry? I'm going to let you talk about 2 or 3 minutes. Uh, Talk about how we met and talk about what you expect in this podcast.
Well, we go way back like four flats on a Cadillac. um, Highland Community College, man. We were on the same team. The
In
team was
Kansas,
abysmal.
in Kansas.
Yeah, abysmal. Yeah, the oldest institution of higher learning in the state of Kansas.
See, this is why I got Henry on this show. He gonna have more use. He gonna have more useless information than I am.
well, yeah, it actually is the oldest institution of higher learning in the state of Kansas. Very unique and small place, little small town. And anyway, we went there, and I was there on football scholarship, and you was there on basketball. I don't know how you got there, but you were there. Maybe it's because of your lineage or who you was associated
Yeah,
or who
my
you were
brother got drafted.
affiliated.
My brother got drafted in the NBA. They felt sorry for him. He gave me a scholarship.
Yeah, but also you played for one of the greatest coaches of all time, probably not only in the state of Kansas, but probably nationally and internationally as well. And so that being said, they knew you knew a little bit about the game. But how we became affiliated, you one of the few people to ever steal my ball. I don't know how you got it,
You know
but
how. You know how. And we're talking about basketball. So Henry prided himself on being a top-notch point guard, right?
that
So
is
we're
correct.
basketball practice. Highland JC, Highland, Kansas, population 1,000. Henry's coming up the floor, dribbling the basketball, being his usual arrogant, cocky, like he's sitting up there drinking cognac on our first show, uh, chilling. He came down and he had a moment lapse bringing the ball up. And my relatives and wife and family, they always kid me. They always say I got gorilla arms. So I reached the extenders out. Next thing I know, Henry going that way, I'm going that way. So Henry said that's the first only time he's been ripped. I don't believe it.
Yeah, well, that's true. So that's your claim to fame. You can tell everybody, you can put on your epitaph, man, that you got me.
Really, Henry?
And
Uh,
then, and so,
go
but
ahead.
however, one of the things that you motivated me to actually go to K State because you was such a big KU fan, Kansas
That's right.
Jayhawk. And we was in the room, and KU was beating up on K State. And I looked at you and I said, man, I'm gonna go to K State and turn their program around so they can beat up on KU, which subsequently I did.
Yeah,
Turn our program
by
around.
the way, that was 35, 40 years ago. Because we be rocking and jayhawking and jaywalking right now. Rock chalk Jayhawks. That's all I got to say
Yeah.
about it.
But you went down hard, man. You ain't won a football game in about 17 years. I think we're going on number 18. So you,
I'm a baller. I ain't got nothing to do with football, bro.
hey, what it all counts the same. I just wanted to let you know.
Well,
So
anytime you can talk about KU, ain't nobody joining the conversation here about football. They want to know about Allen Fieldhouse. They want to know about Fog Allen. They want to know about all the stars, the Will Chamberlains, the Danny Mannings, the Paul Pierces, the Darren Petersons. Darren Peterson is the projected #1 draft pick in the NBA. He's a freshman on the KU squad. His first game the other night, man, he had 24 points in the first half. But anyway, I done jumped the gun. We ain't supposed to be talking about that right now because we're gonna spend most of that. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna show you some of the highlights from New York. I have to finish up on Henry talking about how we met. Henry and I, we weren't married, but we were estranged from each other because when I left Highland, I moved to I finished up going to a university in Texas. I'm not going to mention them because I'm mad at them too. So I'm mad at a lot of people. You'll find it out during the podcast. I'm a real shallow person. I am really shallow. Okay. I hold grudges. And even though I'm trying to get there in my Christian walk, I am not there. And truth be told, I don't project getting there anytime soon. Not this week, at least. But uh, so I'm not gonna mention the university that I lettered in basketball. So I go off to Texas. I get hired at the ABC affiliate, and my mom got sick, so I had the opportunity to come back to Kansas. I grew up born in Kansas City, KCMO, Kansas City, Missouri, raised in Topeka, Kansas, 20 miles away from the University of Kansas, by the way. Uh, so I had a chance to be the sports director at the NBC affiliate in Kansas City and go home and take care of my mom. Worst station I ever worked in my life. The people were so incompetent. They didn't even know TV. And from what I was told, because all my colleagues, they're like, you're going to leave KSAT 12 in San Antonio to go to that station? It's the worst rated affiliated station in the country. But they paid me a lot of money. It still wasn't worth it. So when I moved back to Kansas City, I'm at a nightclub, and I don't even remember. You remember the name of the nightclub, Henry?
yeah, Nieces.
Nieces. Is Nieces still open?
No, no, they still got the restaurant though.
Okay. So I'm at Nieces. I saw all the ballers in Kansas City hang out at Nieces. So I go to Nieces, and this guy comes into Nieces, still holding a grudge, talking about, man, you ripped me off, man, 38 years ago, man. You stole the ball from me. Uh, and I'm like, I didn't even look to see who it was. So I'm having my drink. Before I even turn around, I said, is there a guy behind me? Ask him if his name is Henry Pulley. And the girl said, yeah, his name is Henry. And I'm like, man, you ain't let that go. Talk about that night, man, when I met you, man, at the club. You hanging out the club, man. Were you drinking
Yeah,
cognac then like you drinking yak now?
yeah, man. But you had on them blue suede shoes.
Ferragamos, man, Ferragamo.
I thought it was Versace.
Got some of those too. I can get you some Ferragamos, some Versace's. I forgot my new shoe. I just saw them on Garati or something like that, man. Custom made shoe. See, I'm into shoes, Henry. I know you into flip flops and socks and barefooted, man. That's from your Serengeti upbringing. So I got nothing to do with that, man.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, man. But I got a fetish for the footwear myself, my brother. I like the Allen Edmonds and the Johnson and Murphys, man.
Oh,
And the
okay,
Magnums and
okay. So
the
we
Belvederes.
researched some names before we came on the air,
So yes, I,
huh?
I definitely have visited the cobblers at one time or another.
So another thing, me and Henry have an affinity for. We wear the brims, the stingy brims, the hats. Henry has a collection of hats. Tell us about your collection, man.
Oh man, I like to. They got the Stetson hat factory up in St. Joe, so I go up there, and with the they got a weave. Based on the weave, you can get like 100x, 1000x, or 10,000x, and based on that, that's the tightness of the weave in the straw. And got a straw boater, which I really like to wear that, all the time. Then wear it with a bow tie, and then just take the bow tie apart, let it hang like Frank Sinatra did it my way.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, okay, with the spectator shoes,
Okay. Okay.
stripes,
See,
yeah.
people got to understand about the Midwest. Brothers come dressed in the Midwest. Brother, I like that. Brothers come dressed in the Midwest. We take our clothes, our hats, our shoes, we take them pretty serious because when we leave the house, it's a sideshow. It is a sideshow. So what we're gonna do, Henry? Some say a freak show. Oh, we got comments in the back. Some said a freak show. Of course, someone from California would say that. Y'all can't even afford to have a place to live or drive a car in California, so y'all can't buy no clothes. Okay? Yeah, there you go. Look, there you go with the yak attack. Yak Attack and KCMO. We're going to take a break, y'all. We're going to show you some sights and sounds from our recent trip to New York at the Tamron Hall Show. My producer, actually, the reason why this podcast is on the air because it's left up to me, Henry and LaTanya, we would not be on the air. My media guru, Breanne Ingram, is behind the wheels of steel. She got a cheering section in the background, too. So we're going to take a break, and when we come back, Breanne is going to show you some of the sights and sounds from our trip to New York to visit the Tamron Hall Show. The Legends Podcast with Cordell Patrick and Henry Pulliam. We'll be right back.
I'm in New York! Wait a minute. You better put that leg up.
What's up, Cordell Patrick Snake, the Legends Podcast with Cordell Patrick at the airport. Guess where we headed to? We going to New York. We gonna take a bite out the apple. We hanging out with Tamron Hall. We on the Tamron Hall Show, Mama. I made it.
Thank you.
Oh, is that for me?
There you go. That's why.
Is that for me? What's going on? Cordell Patrick here. Just landed in New York, getting ready for the Tamron Hall Show tomorrow. Make sure you check it out. Got my road dog here, Wifey Pooh, my media specialist. Y'all tune in.
Hour. We got the man and the woman of the hour. Look at him. Look at him.
Nice to meet you. Look at the camera. Wait for the camera. Make your face. This is my man Ty. Ty is going to make our life easier today. You don't have to mess with the subway. You don't have to get on the main streets of New York. That's what we're doing. Let's do it.
Let's do it. One leg in, look back. No, not
Good morning, world. We're actually on our way to
We're
the
ready.
taping of the Tamron Hall Show.
Woo, woo, yay!
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this.
I'm Carson. Yes.
Carson?
Nice to meet you.
Carson, you are? What's your title?
I'm a talent PA.
She's a talent PA for the Tamron Hall Show.
Yes.
Okay, let's go do this show.
You ready?
You can put your things in that chair. No. Okay, so I go to work at 8 o'clock. Can you guys show up at 7?
Well, we expensive.
Okay, maybe we'll do this once a year.
We expensive.
And I'll come see you.
Glass came out, and it had probably been there for 7 years.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
I still got glass in my elbow. It's funny you say
Yeah.
that. Yeah. And people think I'm lying. I said, I still have glass in my elbow. So it came out 7 years later.
through the doors, Bree.
This is it.
We're going through the doors, y'all.
High five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. High five.
That's me in New York.
All right, I'm fresh off the set, off the
Another
taping. So
successful
how does it feel?
broadcast. Another successful broadcast for the Snake. Check October 29th on ABC. Check out the most charming man in the world, Cordell Patrick, on the Tamron Hall Show. Peace. Hey, it's your boy, Cordell Patrick, the Snake. New York is over with. We're headed back to Los Angeles after a very successful weekend. Check me out on the Tamron Hall Show October 29th. The boy will be there doing his thing. Talking about being thrown from that RV out onto the mean streets of LA. In the meantime, don't forget to check out my podcast, The Legends with Cordell Patrick. And then parting, I have to say, I ain't hating on Stephen A. in First Take, but this is Cordell Patrick, the Snake.
And welcome back to the Legends Podcast with Cordell Patrick. I am the aforementioned Cordell Patrick. Hey Henry, I forgot to mention in the first segment that is award-winning sportscaster Cordell Patrick. Expound, Henry. You watched me when I was in KC, man. At least I hope you did. I think you were the one viewer we had.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to witness your I don't know if it was a fall from grace or what. It didn't seem like it was too overly enthusiastic about being there.
Hey Henry, you know some people that station, they're gonna be pissed off at us, man. They're gonna
They ain't gonna be mad at you for going out there for you up there talking that yin yang about them. So that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, man.
You didn't treat them very well.
No, hey man, I gotta tell you this funny story about that station, man. They had they hired this young lady news director, right? Out of her league completely. I mean, just didn't know what the hell she was doing. So if you're a general manager and you hire a news director that don't know what the hell she's doing, to me, the general manager should be fired. Just like in sports, you know, some of these general managers, they hire some of these players, they give them these extended contracts and they don't work out. General managers should be fired. But so they had this lady news director. She didn't like me. I didn't like her because I knew she was incompetent. So it's time for the Chiefs training camp in River Falls, Wisconsin. So she got mad at me. Now, at this point, I'd probably been to, I used to cover the Dallas Cowboys when I worked in San Antonio. So I've been to countless training camps. Training camps ain't that fun for the media because, you have morning shows, afternoon shows, and night shows that you have to do all of them. So she got mad at me and she told me, well, you just won't be going to training camp. So I don't know what you're going to do with your coverage. And I'm like, wow, let me see. You're not going to send your sports director to the Chiefs training camp to go and get the top athletes while he's there on your program. How incompetent are you? So I said, I got a trick for her. The Chiefs had just signed Warren Moon as a backup role. So, Hall of Fame quarterback Warren Moon. So I had a history with Warren Moon because I covered the Oilers too when I worked in San Antonio. Warren Moon did a commercial for me, man. Warren Moon did one of my sportscasts for me when I was in San Antonio. So nobody had got a chance to interview Warren Moon yet. So 10 o'clock one night, I tell my producer, but they sent my producer to the Chiefs training camp and not their sports director. I tell my producer, go up to Warren Moon, tell him Cordell Patrick's in the studio back at that unnamed station back in Kansas City. He wants you at 10 o'clock. So, and I knew what was going to happen. So she asked Warren Moon. Of course, Warren Moon says yes. So the first question out of Warren Moon's mouth, man, where you at, man? All the other sports directors aren't here. Why are you not here? And he set me up perfectly. I said, because I've been a bad boy here back at the studio in Kansas City, and I'm being punished. Oh, man. My bosses called me in the office the next morning. They were pissed off. What shows you right? Come on, man. You can't hold a brother down, man. I still, that was the biggest interview of all training camp, and I was 600 miles away back in KC. That's all I got to say. Any comments, Henry, on your boy?
Well, of course, you know, that's insubordination. You know,
So I'm an insubordinator. Is that what you're trying to
yeah,
say?
you know, and because you connected, you already got the connections. You already knew what the end result was going to
I
be.
knew it. I
So
had a story
you set
written
them
before I
up.
picked up the pen.
You set them up. You already knew, and that's the thing. A lot of times, for whatever reason, a lot of times people in our era in the Midwest, we are connected people, and a lot of times people don't understand that. We have a lot of times we could get to people that other people can't get to just because of our proximity and where we located and the connections that we have are all over the country. So we can touch people that other people can't touch. Alaska, Guam, all over the country, all over the world for that matter.
And Henry, and they knew my background. They knew that I did the Spurs broadcast. I covered uh, University of Texas. Every genre, college sports, college, all sports, pros. They knew I had connections for to try to punish me by not sending me to training camp. And you're already the lowest rated station in Kansas City. I'm the only guy who can go out there and get the interviews for that station. So to try to punish me, how can you punish me? You can't punish me because I got paid. My check read the same amount that following week, man. You can't punish me. But all you can do is when my parole ended, it was release me. And that's what they did, man. And I was happy for that. Comments, Henry.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. But like I said, that was just not. You got to have insight a lot of times. But you know, they move a lot of people in positions for whatever reason. They get
Yeah, they
there,
do. They do.
and then um, they don't acquiesce or be humble enough to understand that there are other people that are connected and utilize their skills. And
You
so,
know, I don't work all that time, man, in this business, man, to make all these connections, not to use them. And my Rolodex is still full, as you will find on this podcast. We're going to have some outstanding guests. So remember the deal I had earlier, telling people y'all need to go ahead and click, y'all need to sign up, y'all need to follow us on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast, because this is going to be one of the more interesting podcasts out there. Our guests are going to be phenomenal. Sometimes it'll just be me and Henry chopping it up, but we're going to have a lot of guests, and you'll find that out in the coming weeks to go. While we have a few more minutes remaining, Henry, we want to touch on a couple of topics that happened this past weekend. NBA gambling scandal. What's your take on it?
that is a very interesting. What it does is it puts a lot of doubt in people's minds about sports, which they already, you know, already got that in their minds that, you know, cats are gambling. And so, you know, now when you putting your money on there, you know definitively that there are some people out there that are gambling.
Too much
So,
money involved.
well, yeah, it's a lot of money involved. But also, it's kind of interesting in that the people that they kind of put out there were the athletes. But then when they started going into detail, you start seeing some of the families that are affiliated with racketeering.
I got a question. I haven't watched the new. I haven't been at it. Have they shown any of the mob guys' pictures or mentioned their names yet? Because you sure went out of your way. You held a news conference to throw the three brothers under the bus. Have we seen any of the Bonanno, Colombo, Gambino family crime members? Have we seen any of their names or pictures yet? Y'all should be impressed by knowledge of the three of the five mafia families in New York.
Yeah, they did start. I saw some of the names. Those families' names were listed.
No, I
So
mean, what about the names of the individuals charged? Have they been listed? Have they been
yes,
named?
yes, I did
Okay.
see that, and part
Okay.
of the families.
Well, if you're gonna hold a news conference about gambling, if it's so bad, why you only mention the three brothers, man? When 30 people got indicted. Well, we know the answer. Go ahead, Henry. I'm listening. Maybe you got a different one.
Well, I mean, they are public figures,
High profile.
high profile public figures. anytime you're high profile, they're gonna put you out there first, and other people just gonna be riding under the radar.
Well, that's exactly what happened. Let's move on to another topic. I know for some reason the Dallas Cowboys, I just don't get it. Why so many people really follow and love the Dallas Cowboys. I covered the Cowboys for years, man. I covered them when they were winning Super Bowls. I could not stand them. I was in their locker room every weekend, man. I'm still not a Cowboy fan to this day, but I mean, Michael Irvin's one of my most favorite players of all time, though. I was in the locker room. I covered all their Super Bowls, but they got a following, and the media spends a lot of time with them. But man, they got their ass blasted Sunday, man.
Yeah, interesting team, man. They didn't do well up there in Mile High yesterday for sure. So I don't know if it's I'm a big turf, uh, artificial surface,
Oh,
natural
that's right.
grass.
Tell our audience about your theory.
Well, teams that play on turf are
Henry, you
built
got 30
different.
seconds, man. I got to go over and do something. Take over, man. You got 45 seconds. I'll be back. Go ahead, Henry.
Yeah, the teams that play primarily on turf are built different than the teams that play on grass. And so the teams, when they battle each other, a lot of times the grass teams will win on grass and the turf teams will win on turf. But it doesn't necessarily facilitate that that's going to happen on a consistent basis. But the majority of the time that if they match up, then that team is going to be the team that generally wins. And the Cowboys are one of those teams. Now, last year, the Cowboys, they they played pretty well on grass and didn't play well on turf. Whereas, as you can see yesterday, they had a real tough time on that grass yesterday. Timing
And
was a little bit off.
Henry's been telling me this for a long time about his theory, and it proves to be pretty reliable for your assumption, Henry.
Most of the time, it's not always the same. Some teams, it depends on how the teams are built. And you build you if you play on turf, you have to build your team based on turf. And then if you have grass, then you build your team based on grass. And a lot of the teams are hard to beat um, on grass. And the Chiefs are one of the main teams. They're a grass team.
And the home of the. I'll be back, Henry. Keep talking, man. I got to go get some. Go ahead. I'll be right
Yeah.
back, here.
So, but yeah, the Cowboys they struggled yesterday. They struggled really bad, and I don't know if it was the altitude or what exactly happened to them, or the time zone, the time change. There are a lot of variables that came into play, but overall, I just think the AFC is stronger than the NFC. Now, initially at the beginning of the season, it appeared that the NFC was stronger than the AFC because of the wins that they were securing. But now it seemed like it's all leveled out, and you can just kind of see that the AFC is kind of rising to the top. Now, granted, Green Bay, they kind of stood up yesterday and kind of flexed their muscles against Pittsburgh. But overall, just by and large, the majority of the NFC, they pretty much got beaten up by the AFC this week.
Yeah, they did. Oh, where did this come from? Oh my God. How did this get on my person? Wow. Imagine that. Is this a Patrick Mahomes jersey of the Kansas City Chiefs? My goodness, it is. In your hometown, Henry.
Yes, Patrick. He's a very talented young man. As a matter of fact, him and Travis Kelce opened up a restaurant called 1587.
Oh,
They
they're two numbers.
Yes, and it's hard to get a reservation. You're almost like 3 months, 4 months out to be able to get a reservation there.
So if I tell them I'm with Henry Pulliam, I'm sure the doors will open, right?
Well, I'll tell you, If you tell them you're interested in that Wagyu beef for $400, they might take you in on that.
What? They'll
Oh
get
yeah.
you a seat for that.
I beg your pardon?
I said they'll get you a seat for that, won't they?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they got another one. They got a couple specialties for $300 and $400.
I bet if I walk up in there with this jersey on, tell them who I am, I bet I get a seat right then and there. Me and you can break bread right then and there. No need to comment. No need to comment. We'll leave it at that. We gonna wrap it up. Anyway, as you tell, born in Kansas, I'm a huge Chiefs fan. Uh, I don't, Henry. I know you hate on KU, and KU's 25 minutes from you. You don't be hating on your hometown Chiefs, though, do you?
No. Can't hate on the Chiefs, man.
Okay. So what's up
Can't
with the
hate
new
on the
stadium? Are
Chiefs.
they gonna get a new stadium or not?
I don't think that's gonna happen either. Don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't either.
Uh,
Well, I'm sorry. Any final words, Henry, before we go ahead and
just
check
from
out?
the political standpoint, I don't think the politics is gonna allow that to happen. When it all comes down to it, they
So
just not.
they want the citizens of Kansas City to pay for a portion of it.
Well, it's just they want them to separate from the Royals as far as the voting is concerned. So they
Okay.
want a separate entity, and what the Royals wanted to come to, the people weren't prepared to allow that to happen. So yeah, it was more political, but they got all the state and everybody involved in the city. Kansas is definitely over there salivating at the mouth.
Yeah, I
with
know
a
Kansas.
very
I know they love
good
to get the Chiefs over there, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah, definitely, without a question of a doubt.
Well, Andre, I want to appreciate you for joining the first podcast. Many more to come. Henry is a contributor to our show. He won't be on every show. He'll be on most shows. When we need a power hitter, when we need a cleanup batter, we'll call HP and KCMO to do his thing. Just to recap what's going on, this is the Legends Podcast with Cordell Patrick. We really appreciate you joining us on our first podcast. This was like an emergency podcast because we're doing this before the Tamron Hall Show airs Wednesday, October 29th. I was fortunate to be a guest on the Tamron Hall Show. So make sure you watch that Wednesday, October 29th on your ABC affiliate. You'll see all about the horrific RV accident that I was in and my recovery and what I'm doing these days with this podcast and to spread the word of God's miracle. And like I told you, people out there, you fine people, I need some clicks. I need you guys to watch this show each and every week that we're doing this. And can I walk with this? You want to see the dog, Henry? Let me see if I can find the dog.
See that dog, that beagle.
The dog? Where the dog at?
Hey, is that a miniature beagle?
No, he's a real big. Can you see the beagle? I can't see. Can you see the beagle?
Walk of shame.
I don't know. Can you see him on camera?
Yeah.
That's my baby.
And you got the light show in the background. See the light show, Henry?
Yeah, man, it's 50 degrees here, player.
Well, you won't be getting in that swimming pool either. Yeah, you won't be getting in that pool either, man.
No,
But,
not today.
yeah, not today, man. It's cold out here. It's cold out here in these mountains of Valencia, California. But we getting ready to check out, Henry.
So, my brother.
So I want to thank Latanya. Hey, my media specialist, Brianne Ingram. You the best, girl. You the best. And the viewers out there, get your ass to clicking. All right, so we can start doing our thing. For Henry Pulliam, I'm Cordell Patrick in Valencia, California with the Legends Podcast with Cordell Patrick. We out.
Peace.